So I posted a video a few weeks ago in regards to a trip I did to the Salton Sea where I had my air cruiser rooftop tent, my Sanhima shower awning. I loaded up the truck with all my gear and I went down to the Salton Sea, but I also tested my range when I had all these items on my truck. So the good folks at Badass Tents reached out to me because they noticed that my efficiency was really high with that setup. And they wanted me to test out their pack out tent, which is only 4 inches tall as opposed to 10.5 with the air cruiser. And they wanted me to see what the efficiency differences would be with the same type of setup. The only difference is I didn't want to load up my truck with all that same gear, but I went ahead and did a calculation and figured out exactly how much weight I had in the truck. I just put a pallet of product in the bed of the truck that's going to weigh, I think it only weighs about 6 pounds more. Not a big difference.
And that brings us to today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is LastFit. LastFit makes some really incredible, not only rubber floor mats for the Cybertruck, but they also make a truck bed mat as well as a frunk mat. And the thing I really like about the bed mat from LastFit is the fact that the lip on the edge of the mat comes up much more than any other mat that I've used or tested with the Cybertruck, which is really, really great. One thing I've noticed as well is that these mats have some really good grooves and ribs in them where that helps keep debris and dirt and water and liquids away from entering into your truck, whether that's the interior mats or on the bed of the truck. And you're able to pull out the bed mat and just dust everything off or dump the liquid out, and you keep everything nice and dry and clean and keep your bed looking like brand new. Also, as you can see here, once I unloaded the pallet of product out of the bed of the truck, there was very minimal scuffing and damage to the bed mat. So that tells me that it's going to last quite a bit of time. I've been using these mats for a few months now and I haven't had any issues. Loaded up quite a bit of stuff and they're still going strong and looking really, really good. So I highly recommend the LastFit interior rubber floor mats as well as the bed mat and the frunk mat. If you're interested in getting any of their floor mats or the bed mat, frunk mat, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the description as well as my coupon code so you can get a savings off these items. And once again, thank you so much LastFit for supporting the channel. Now let's get back into the video.
And so we're going to head out on the road. We're going to go down to Indio Supercharger and I want to see what the efficiency is going to look like with the pack out as opposed to the air cruiser. So let's go ahead and get inside the truck. We're going to put in the destination. Also, one thing to note, I'm leaving the tonneau open because I had it open on the trip to the Salton Sea. So like I said, I want to make sure that I keep everything as close as I can to that trip. So that way the numbers are as accurate as possible and we get a good comparison.
The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust.
So as you can see here, it's saying it's going to take us 1 hour and 24 minutes, 93 miles, and we're going to get there with 11%. So let's see if that holds true. Once again, I have 57% right now. Let's hit the road.
Wastelands through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest.
All right, so we made it to our destination here in Indio at the Supercharger. And as you can see, we traveled a total of 94 miles, used 47 kilowatt hours, and our efficiency was 495 watt hours per mile. So let's go ahead and compare that to the previous trip that I did with the air cruiser on the Cybertruck, and then we'll kind of dive into those numbers and see if we were able to beat them. Okay, so I went back and I checked out my video that I did going to the Salton Sea, and I wanted to see what my efficiency was once I got to Indio Supercharger, which is the same exact supercharger that I'm at right now. And as you can see here, and I'll put this on the screen so you guys can see it a little bit better, the numbers for that drive were 95 miles, we used 51 kilowatt hours, and the efficiency was 539 watt hours per mile. So this test proves that the badass tent that I have up on top of the Cybertruck right now is more efficient than the air cruiser, which is understandable and I think kind of expected, given the fact that, like I mentioned, the height of the air cruiser is 10.5 inches as opposed to the height of the badass tent is 4 inches. So those extra 6.5 inches are creating that much more drag that it's losing efficiency. That's an 8% savings. So with the air cruiser and having about 500 pounds of weight in the truck with supplies or gear, plus the side shower awning that I have, the range with the air cruiser was about 228 miles on a full charge. And the range with the badass tent that I have right now on the Cybertruck comes out to about 248 miles. So you're talking about a 20-mile increase in range, which is big, right? When you're driving a electric vehicle, you always want to be as efficient as you want to be. Obviously, putting a bed rack, changing out your tires, putting beefier, heavier tires like I do with the Falcon Wild Peak AT4s, changing out your wheels, adding the side shower tent, all contributes to a less efficient vehicle. So you've got to try to figure out ways to increase the efficiency when you know you've dramatically lowered the efficiency. And I think that's the big test here, and I think that's the big recommendation that I would probably give people is if you're going to put a rooftop tent, try to get the lowest profile tent that you can. What I'm going to go ahead and do is leave links to all of the products down in the description below. So if you guys are interested in any of these, you guys can take a look at them. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching. And if you're not subscribed, please do so, as it really helps me, helps my channel, and helps me keep doing what I'm doing. So thank you guys. I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.